Okay, so this is the first part of the procedure that we have to go through. Trish stands at the front. In the middle of the river, which you might be able to just see hanging down, there's a pole in the centre of the water. And that pole has to be twisted to the right. Trish is telling me to bugger off, basically, so I'm going to move back. And as you can see, the pole's coming up. Trish has to grab it and do a right-hand quarter turn. On some of the locks, when she does that, we see round the corner the light come on to tell us whether or not we can go in. But on this one, we won't. So this hangs down. And this is the last one on this particular stretch of water before we go to automated ones. Quick twist, off it goes behind us. And then we have to go round the corner.
Sometimes you don't even hear them click, do you?
No. And we should see. We get a bit stressed out at this point because depending on whether it's on red or green, we don't know whether we've done the click properly. So it's nice to be able to see it, but on the last two, there's been a bend in the river and we haven't been able to see whether we've actually done it properly and whether the lock has been notified that we're on the way. And this is a long way back. Oh, it knows. It's red and green, the light's on, and we can see the water coming out. So somebody's obviously been through before us going up. Carol thinks this is a very tall lock, probably at least 15 feet. So it's going to be quite a difficult one because we have to hook the poles up so high and Trish and I can hardly reach. Hook the ropes up so high.
They'll be in the wall though, won't they?
Yeah. So here we go. Sometimes when they're big like this, there's a lock keeper, but the last two there haven't been. So we are going in. We are entering one of the locks. Quite narrow and deep. To wait for that red light, that green light, and the flashing light on the top. And once we're in, we've got to pick up our poles and put the ropes over the coasters. And now you're watching Trish with her rope about to do it. So now we've pulled the handle, the lock gates are closing behind us. Carol has to keep an eye on everything to make sure that the boat stays square in the water. Trish and I have to hold the poles as the water gushes in at the front. Hold the ropes as the water gushes in at the front. We can feel the boat moving as it comes in. It comes in with quite a force sometimes.
Don't get the hook in my head.
Sorry? Okay, so now Trish is trying to look as if she's busy, but she's not really. She has to keep this rope taut on a bollard, which is up there. We have to keep checking that the boat remains square on. Carol has taken over on my rope so I can do this, and now the water's really coming in. You can see it gets quite turbulent. We can only do this because we've been practicing for 3 days and we feel nonchalant, as the French would say. Trish is so nonchalant, she's picking her camera up. But now we're back on duty. The water has to come up to that line, which you can probably see. Water line there. And then we have to wait until the lock gates at the front open. Well, you can see over the top how high it is above. Probably in this one, it's quite a deep one coming up. It must be 15 foot, I should think, at least. Okay. You still okay there, Carol? Shout if you need. So that's where we've come from. And then on this one, we've got the weir next to us as well. So The river's running along the outside and this is taking us through the weir. Doesn't take too long, probably about 5 minutes in total. When it's completely full, Carol will start the motor again, and then she'll tell us when the gates are open, when she wants us to unhitch. Trish, watch it coming over the top. We have to be careful when it's this high because the ropes are lower than us, as you can see. Because sometimes they flip off and then the boat can be slewed. So there we have it. The process.